Collins took, he was destined to his own fate, his own day of reckoning with himself. The idea is that destiny is a very real, concrete thing in every...
Halloween is the premier horror film for a generation. It inspired a slew of new franchises including Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Its success can largely be attributed to the brilliant but simple direction of John Carpenter, who created one of the most iconic movie villains ever made. The 7 sequels since have ranged from serviceable to odious.
Ah, damn it! What the hell is wrong with you? I said, what you looking at me like that for? Huh? You don't get it? You don't get it?
Nothing has come close to the original. My thoughts on the franchise are this: like so many of its characters, it should be dead. The announcement that there would be a new sequel this year that ignores all the previous sequels and has Jamie Lee Curtis returning as Laurie Strode left me less than excited, largely because we already had a Halloween sequel that ignored most of the sequels and returned Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode 20 years ago. The aforementioned film was one of the better sequels in the franchise, but still not nearly as good as the original. The twist of it now being 40 instead of just 20 years later wasn't enough to get me excited. Thus, I went into this movie with my expectations at rock bottom. Needless to say, I had no reason to suspect this Halloween movie would be an improvement over any of the other iterations. Little did I know that I was about to be pleasantly surprised. 2018's Halloween may not be one of the year's best, but it is a solid theater experience. Although it's not as good as the original, at least it is comparable, which makes it far and away better than any of the other sequels. Since the original is so iconic, it would be easy to attempt to copy the elements that made that movie work. Certainly this film pays homage to that film, however the directing style is very different. Director David Gordon Green knows his strengths and chose wisely to make the best Halloween movie he could, playing to his own strengths, not Carpenter's. Plenty of creative directing decisions went into this film that were nothing like those made for the original. Halloween 2018 doesn't reinvent the wheel. We still have people doing stupid things and falling victim to the killing machine known as Michael Myers, your typical horror fare. However, it was done skillfully, knowing when to be gruesome and when to leave things to the imagination. I will admit, I didn't find this movie scary, but was suspenseful enough to keep me engaged. You may notice I opted out of any story discussion. That's because this review can be best summed up as follows. If you like the original at all and want a solid follow-up, then you need to go see this movie.
Hey, if you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And if you really love this video, consider visiting my Patreon page.